Hey guys, welcome to another week's reading vlog. It is currently Sunday night. Just had my cat's birthday party, so that was fun. But I am here to start this week's reading vlog and let y'all know what I'm planning on reading this week. So let's get into it. First off, we have what I'm physically reading, and that is A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. I have about 200 pages left of this book, so hopefully we will be finishing this week. This is the fourth installment in the A Court of Thorns and Roses series by her. It is the first book that was not in the original trilogy, aside from the novella, and it follows two of our, kind of main characters, but kind of side main characters from the trilogy, Nesta and Cassian, and it's after the events of the third novel, and they're kind of having their own little story and their own little romance, and I'm loving it so far. I don't really want to get into too much detail about it because obviously it is the fourth book in a series, but yeah, this is my number one goal for this week. I really, really, really want to finish it, so hopefully that happens pretty quick so that we can move on. I'm not going to talk about what the next book I'm going to be reading after this is yet, but I will talk about that as soon as I finish this one. And then the other book that I want to talk about is the audiobook that I'm currently listening to, and that is The Rosie Project by Graham Simpson. I am about 60 pages into this one. I'm at chapter 8. It follows a professor who wants to get married, and he wants to find the perfect wife. And so in order to do this, he makes a questionnaire that is going to find him the perfect wife. And so he gives out these questionnaires, and then he ends up meeting Rosie, who is the complete opposite of what his questionnaire is trying to find him. She's very much not the perfect wife, but she is in a little project herself as she is trying to find her father, and so they kind of just, their lives get intertwined, and that's all I really know about it. Currently, I am on, like I said, on page 60, and the professor just met Rosie, and she came into his life like a firecracker, and she is very eccentric and outgoing and just the complete opposite of him. And so I'm really liking the character dynamic between the two of them right now. But yeah, these are the two things that I'm planning on reading this week. I might not finish this one because it is an audiobook, but I really need to finish this one, and I should. But yeah, that's that. So currently, like I said, it's Sunday night. It's actually about 9 p.m. So I'm gonna try not to stay up too much later because I do have class in the morning, but I do have some stuff I need to get done. I need to fold some laundry, and I have a little bit of homework to do, so I think I'm going to go do that. So I probably won't read anymore tonight, but I just wanted to come in and start this vlog, say hi, and I will talk to you in the morning. Hey guys, happy Monday. It is about 2:30 in the afternoon. I just got done with my first class, but I have done quite a bit of reading and also audiobook listening during my run this morning and my trip to and from campus today. So I thought I would come in and get y'all caught up on where I'm at in both of these books. So first, for my audiobook listening, I have about 4 hours left of this book. I am now on chapter 18, which is about page 150. So I read almost 100 pages of this today, or I listened to almost 100 pages, excuse me. It's definitely heating up a lot. We've progressed a lot in the, what is called in this book, the Father Project, which is their quest to find Rosie's dad through DNA testing, and we've kind of grown to understand both of the characters a lot more. We've seen more of both of their backstories. They're definitely really getting to know each other and understand each other. And I like how Rosie really accepts him because he's not a social person at all. He doesn't really understand people and the social interactions. So I like how Rosie just comes in and just accepts how he is from the beginning, and so that's really nice to read about. But yeah, I'm 150 pages into this now, so I'm a little under halfway through it, and I'm really enjoying it so far, and hopefully I get to read more either some point tonight or tomorrow morning whenever I'm listening to more of it. But yeah, that's where I am on this one. And then the biggest thing that I've read is last night I ended up reading about 100 pages ish of A Court of Silver Flames before I went to bed, and then I had to stop myself and pause and quit reading when I got to like part 4 of the book because I needed to go to bed. It was like 2 in the morning and I had class. So yeah, that happened. So then this morning, first thing I did when I woke up was read another about over 50 pages of this book. So I'm currently on chapter 71, which is page 711. So I have like 30 to 40 pages of this book left. And it is glorious. Okay, things heated up so much. Okay, I can't really say much about what's going on in this book because it is book 4 without saying spoilers. So for this part of the video, I'm about to say just a bunch of spoilers. So I'm going to put up this sign that says spoilers, example A. And so anytime you see that sign, if you have not read this book yet, or you just don't want to know spoilers in case you ever want to read it, go ahead and mute your video until that sign goes away. But if you have already read this, or you just don't really care because you never think you're going to read it and you want to listen anyways, feel free to just stay as you are. But about to get into spoilers, so I'm going to put it up. So like, we're following Nesta and Cassian, as I've already said, and it is heavy romance. And they just decided to finally say what we've all been guessing from the very first time we saw them in a room together, that they are mates. But neither of them wants to admit it, and so they get in a huge fight. And then after they get in the huge fight, that night when they're not talking to each other, Nesta and her 2 friends get kidnapped and put into the Illyrian blood rite ceremony, where they have to fight their way to the top of the mountain. And it's chaotic, and I am loving it, and I'm having trouble putting it down, but I have about 30 pages left. We're getting to like the very last, we are literally on the last night of the blood rite, and oh my goodness, guys, I just got to the part where she like, so at first, you know, the 3 of them are going up the mountain together, okay, and they're gonna do exactly what the 3 guys did when they were young, and they're gonna touch the stone together, and it's gonna be glorious and beautiful and amazing. And then like the one of them gets hurt, and they're like almost there, they're so close, and Nesta's like, nope, I'm gonna sacrifice myself for y'all. I'm gonna sit here and fight these like 7 Illyrian warriors while y'all go up to the top. And I was very angry. Okay, they should all go up together. So right now I'm literally at the point where she's about to start fighting the Illyrian warriors, and Gwen and Imri are heading up to the top of the mountain. So yeah, that's fun. Definitely lots of emotions going on right here with this one. Also, Cassian right now, okay, they're split up for like the first time in this entire book that they've been apart for this long. And he's flipping out, obviously, because she's in the ceremony, and he can't do anything to save her. And she realizes that. So, like, she's on her own. He gets sent off on a scouting mission, and, like, oh my goodness, I don't get it. He's like, he just got captured by the evil human queen. So, like, they're both in such scary situations right now. I am not able to process this much stress, and it is not okay. But I love it. So that's the important part. So like I said, I have, okay, that was my spoiler rant. So now I will remove the sign so everybody else can come back. So now that I'm done with all of my spoilers for the moment, like I said, I have about 40 pages exactly left. So hopefully I'm going to be finishing this within the next hour. I do have a little bit of homework to do, but I've kind of been like going back and forth between the 2 things. So hopefully I finish this pretty darn quickly. But yeah, I just wanted to come in and let y'all know that I did a lot of reading this morning, and I also wanted to say hi. Happy Monday. I hope everybody's day is going amazing. And yeah, I'm going to go finish this and I will talk to you when I have completed it. So, I finished it. It was really, really, really good. I loved this book. It was so good. The ending was so good. The the character development that Nesty goes through in this book is a whole roller coaster ride. It's everywhere and it's dramatic and it makes sense, and I loved going on that journey with her. I loved the romance in this book. It was very romance heavy, but I loved it. So good to see those two finally like admitting their feelings to each other. Ugh. And just, I'm not gonna go into spoilers because fourth book in the series, but man, that ending. If you've read this book, the ending between the sisters made me cry a little bit. So yeah, if a book is so emotional that it brings me to tears, it's a pretty dang good book. And this one was. And so I think I'm definitely giving this one a 5 out of 5 stars. Of course, it's Sarah J Maas. I think I've rated all of her books 5 out of 5 stars. The only one I have not read is her new one for the new series, Crescent City. But hopefully we'll be getting to that one sometime soon because now I just want to read more Sarah J Maas. And yeah, but this book was amazing. 5 out of 5 stars. I finally finished it. 800 pages down, and it was wonderful. It was so amazing. I think it's probably one of my favorite books of the year so far. I think it's, yeah, probably. But yeah, this one is done. So now I'm going to be picking up another book. Well, actually not right now because I have class in like 20 minutes. So after class, I'm going to be picking up a new book. And the next one on my TBR is a short little middle grade, well, I say short, it's like right at 300 pages, but the writing is like really, really big. And that is Invisible Lines by Mary Amato. And like I said, the writing is huge. So hopefully it will not take me that long to read. But this follows a boy named Trevor. And Trevor has just moved into this like new neighborhood and he has not been having the best time, and he figures out he's really good at two things. The first one is soccer, and the second one is drawing. And so he tries to kind of like become the star soccer player at the school, and he also starts a graffiti business. But the kid that was the star soccer player at the school obviously does not like this new kid coming in and trying to mess up his turf, and so they get in a fight, and this is the story of Trevor trying to like decide if he's going to kind of like sit back and let this other kid kind of have the spotlight, or if he's going to try to make a name for himself. And it just sounds like a really cute little coming of age story. So we're going to start this tonight after class. So I will let you know how it goes when I start it. Hey guys, happy Wednesday. I did not talk to y'all yesterday, but I did get a lot of reading done. So that's what I'm going to talk about now. So the first thing I talk about is the Rosie Project. I am now on page 191. So I read about 150 pages of this, or I listened to about 150 pages of this on the audiobook. Really, really liking this so far. It's super, super cute. Like I said, I think I talked about it earlier. I love Rosie. I love her personality. I love how she's just jumping headfirst into things and just going with it. And I love it. We are currently at a point where Dawn, our main character, is starting to kind of like realize that maybe he likes Rosie a little bit, or at least I'm getting that impression. That's what I'm feeling. But I think he's starting to realize that. And so, like, he's shifted his entire focus away from the wife project to the father project, and the wife project was his project where he was trying to find his perfect wife, and the father project is Rosie's project that they're working on together, where they're trying to figure out who her father is. So he's kind of shifted his focus to revolve around Rosie, and we can also see kind of like he's very meticulous and his whole day is scheduled like to the minute, and he has like since he met Rosie and as he's starting to like care about her more, he's starting to like get away from those like hard cut, like, gotta do what my schedule says I gotta do, and if it's not on the schedule, it's not happening. And if something goes wrong, the whole day is falling apart, like that kind of thing. She's starting to like kind of break him out of that, and I'm really liking that dynamic. But yeah, about I have about 70 pages left in this. I think it's about 3 hours worth of audiobook, I want to say. And I'm actually about to go run errands, and my errands are not in this town. And so I have about 2 hours worth of driving because like it's like an hour there and an hour back. So hopefully we might be finishing this today, or at least getting really, really close to finishing it. So that's that one. And then the other thing I did yesterday is read a lot of Invisible Lines by Mary Amato. I am now on page 195, so I have exactly 110 pages to go in this book. Super, super cute middle grade. Really enjoying it so far. We're following Trevor, who is the oldest son of a single mom. His dad is in jail, and his two younger siblings' dad is kind of like just gone, and he doesn't pay child support or anything like that, so they are struggling financially. And when their apartment's rent goes up, they have to move, and they move into this place that is known as Deadly Gardens, and it is a very dangerous spot. And when they get there, the day they're moving in, they get off the bus, and there's basically like a crime scene because someone has dumped their newborn baby in the dumpster. And so him and his little brother named the baby Charlie, and they like constantly throughout the story are like, I wonder what Charlie's doing. And they're trying to keep up with him because he's in the hospital and yada yada yada. And he like Charlie is kind of like the point. Charlie is the reference point or the way that Trevor thinks through his own problems. Like anytime um, something's happening, he's like, is this how Charlie felt in the dumpster? Like, that's just his reference point, which I think is really cool because we got a reference point, even though Charlie really doesn't have anything to do with the story so far, or at least he doesn't so far. He gave our main character a reference point so that we could like kind of relate the two of them together. I don't know. It's weird, but like that's in there. Trevor is now going to a new school where he is trying to not let people know how poor he is and how bad off his family is. And so he is trying to like invent himself as the class clown. He constantly tells jokes and he's trying to get in with the popular people. And the popular people are two-star soccer players, and they play for this elite club team outside of the school, and they want Trevor to come try out because he is a great soccer player. So he tries out and he makes a team, and he cannot pay the entrance fee, and so he can't do it. And so now the one of the main characters, Xander, hates him, or one of the popular boys, Xander, now hates him because he showed him up in soccer. And Trevor can also draw very, very well. So he's trying to like raise money for his family through a graffiti business, and he's trying to figure out how he's going to play soccer because he can't play on this team, so he thinks he's going to go for the school team, even though everybody says the school team sucks. But maybe he can give them a playoff win, like maybe he can bring them up from where they are. And what else is in this book? Ooh, there's a science class that he's in. He's in a science class that literally is about mushrooms. And this teacher is so cute. He's like a little old man, and they spend every single day of class outside looking for mushrooms and talking about types of mushrooms. And it's so cute. And I'm not sure how, like, it's kind of cool to see Trevor kind of relating everything that's happening to mushrooms. Like, that was just a weird it was a very weird thing for like a random thing for Mary Amato to be like, I'm gonna make it to where he relates everything in this book to mushrooms. Everything's gonna relate back to mushrooms. And like when you say it, it sounds really weird, but it works. And I am super excited that she did it because it makes it just a super cute story. But yeah, I have about 110 pages left in this. So whenever we get back tonight, I should be able to finish it, or again, at least get really close to finishing it. So we might be finishing 2 books today, or we might be almost finishing 2 books today, but we'll see how it goes. So I am going to go run some errands and I will be listening to this, so I will let you know how far I get when I get back. Okay, that's all I needed. Talk to you later. I'm back. I finished it. It was really, really good. Um, the character development that Dawn goes through is beautifully written and beautifully done. I loved it. The romance was so cute, beautifully written, and beautifully done, if I should say it again. Again, I said this last clip, but like, I love Rosie's personality. I love how outgoing and happy she is. And yeah, that's great. Um, the plot in general, like the whole father project, with the big reveal at the end, I kind of saw it coming, but it was still a fun journey to go on. So even though it was predictable, it was a fun journey. So that was good. I think I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars, only because I was kind of annoyed with Dawn's perspective at the beginning of the book, but the character development helped that, and I understand like why he was like that. So I can't fault it too much, but 4.5 out of 5 stars. Love this book. Definitely think you should go read it if you want to, and I will definitely be talking to my friend who gave me this book about this for quite a while, more than likely. But yeah, 4 out of 5 stars. 4.5 out of 5 stars. Loved it. Super cute, super good. And one book checked off the list for this week. So that is amazing. I don't have another audiobook that is available to read at the moment, which means that my primary focus is now going to be this. But first, before I sit down and read this, I have class in like a couple hours. So before that, I'm gonna take my cat on a walk because it is her gotcha day slash my version of her birthday because I don't know when her real birthday is. So she's 2 years old in my book today, so yay, happy birthday to her. But we're gonna go on a walk because it's one of her favorite things to do. So we're gonna go do that. And then when I come back, I don't know how late it'll be. If it's time for class, I'm gonna go to class first. But if it's not time for class, then I will read this. And again, as I said this morning, I have about 110 pages left, so hopefully we will be finishing 2 books today. Go me! Who is she? If you've watched my previous vlogs, I will link the playlist right up here. I have not been reading that much these past couple weeks. I really haven't. It's been terrible. And to finish 2 books in 1 week, much less in the same day, ridiculous. Oh, and we already finished A Court of Frost and Starlight this week. So that's already 2 books in Who is she? 2 books in 1 week. I don't know who I am anymore. I don't know where this is coming from, but I'm enjoying it. So hopefully we keep going. But yeah, that's all I needed to come in and say. I'm gonna go for a walk. But yeah, that's all I needed. I'm gonna go for a walk, and I will talk to you guys later once I've read some more of this, slash maybe even finished it. We'll see. What's up, guys? It's like 8:30 at night, and apparently this is just the day for reading because we finished another book. We finished Invisible Lines by Mary Amato. This was super adorable. It was super heartwarming, a great like coming of age type story. It really like thoroughly depicts like growing up in poverty and like the struggles that this kid is facing, and it was just so cute to watch him like realize that just because he doesn't have all these fancy things that everybody else has, he's still worth something in this world and like worth something to people, and he can still help people, and he can still matter basically. And it was super cute, super heartwarming. I'm giving it a 4 out of 5 stars. It was so adorable. It was a super quick read and just a really great story. But yeah, this makes book 3 for this week's vlog. So yeah, we're excited about that. And this actually puts me at book 5 for books I have. This actually puts me at book 5 for books I have read in April. So that means I'm officially halfway through my TBR. I only have 2 days left in April, so I don't think I'm going to get very many more read, but we made it halfway through it. And actually the past couple of months, I'm pretty sure my TBRs, like the books I've read out of them, have been maybe like 2 to 4, so reading 5 is really good for this month. Really good. I'm very proud. But yeah, finished this. So the next one that I will actually be picking up, that I'm about to start, is going to be, it's taking me, let's see, I'm a freshman in college, and it's taken me since I was in 6th grade. 6th grade. So like 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. It's taken me like 7 years to finally get and pick up this book. And that's Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo. So this is the 3rd book in the original Grishaverse trilogy. If you don't know what this is about, this is a really like well-loved fantasy series in a really well-loved fantasy world. She just recently came out with the 3rd series that is set in this world. I own it. I have not read it because I need to finish this one and then reread her duology that's set in this world before I can move on in the world, if that makes sense. But yeah, I need to read this one. This original trilogy, it starts with Shadow and Bone, and it follows a girl named Alina who is a map maker in the army, and we have these commoners, which is what she thinks she is, and then we have the Grisha. And the Grisha are people that have like elemental magic almost, but not all of it's elemental. Like you have people that are like, that can heal people, you people that can move water, can move earth, like there's all kinds of magic. Like everybody has different kinds of magic. If you're in the Grisha, you get characterized based on what kind of magic you have, and it correlates to like what level of Grisha you are, how important you are, what color coat you get to wear. Like it's a huge thing, and they're called the Second Army, all the Grisha are, and they are basically the defenders of the country. Well, the country is separated by this huge thing called the Fold, and the Fold is this big, like, black, cloudy expanse with these monsters that live inside of it, and no one can cross it safely. And so, like, people do cross it, but it's really dangerous, and they only do it when they have to, and it basically splits the country in half. And so the country is ruled by the most powerful Grisha, or they think is the most powerful Grisha, and that is the Darkling. And the Darkling's power is darkness, as the name would imply. Darkness. And he is just like night incarnate, but he is the only one. And he is, like I said, he's the ruler. He's the boss. Everybody listens to him. Everybody respects him. Well, one day, Alina figures out that she actually has power also. And she is what is called the Sun Summoner. And so she is the only one with this power, but she can summon and control light. And so she is the exact opposite of the Darkling. And he kind of like takes her in and just really wants to like use her power to try to defeat the Fold, or so everybody thinks. And it heats up from there, and it goes places, and there's so many different like quests and other storylines that go into it. It's such a good book. It's such a good book. In 6th grade, I read the first 2, and then I just never picked up the 3rd one because I started reading other stuff, and I just never went back to the 3rd one. And so they came out with these editions of these covers, and you can see like the first 2 are there. They match. They're very pretty. And so I didn't ever own them because I read them from my school library. And then I saw these editions, and I was like, what a good time to buy the whole series is when these beautiful editions are here. So I got the editions and I reread the first two, like probably 3 or 4-ish months ago, somewhere in there. And now it is time for me to finally read the third one for the first time and complete the story that has been living in the back of my brain for years and years and years. But yeah, we're excited for this. I'm going to start it in just a minute. First, I need to actually film my April wrap up. So if I do finish this one in April, it probably won't be in that video, but this one for sure will be. So now that we've finished this book, it's what I was waiting on to film this video today, we're gonna go film a video. So yeah, it should be up before this vlog comes up, so I'm gonna put it right up here so you can go check that out if you haven't. Recommend it, go check it out. But yeah, that is all I wanted to say. We're gonna finally start this book. I'm so excited. But yeah, 3 books in 1 week. I don't know where this is coming from. I don't know what's different. I really don't. I don't understand it. But yeah, I probably won't talk to y'all again tonight because I probably won't make it very far in this book since it is already like almost 9 o'clock. But just wanted to pop in, say hey, brag about myself finishing another book because that's what we're here for, is me reading books, and for once I'm actually reading. So yeah, I will talk to y'all later. Hey guys, happy Friday. It is Friday now. It is about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I got a pretty late start to the day. Woke up really late, needed some sleep, so that was okay. But I don't really have that much like to do today until work. I have to go to work at like 6, so I have about 3 hours. My main goal is to get these done. This is all of my notes basically from this semester, and I need to type them out onto my computer, so we're working on that. But like as we do a couple pages of that, I've been like reading in between. I made a pretty good chunk, pretty good dent in this book. I've made it to page 150, and there's like almost 400 pages in this, so we're almost halfway there, and I am loving it. I'm enjoying being back in this world and back with these characters. We definitely like started right back directly where we left off, so that's fun. Yeah, I can't really tell you like much about what's going on because it's the 3rd book in the series, so spoilers, but definitely interesting. Definitely things heating up. We're seeing a lot of like familiar old characters that are like popping in that I loved in the other books that like I didn't think were gonna be in this book, but they are, and it's kind of sweet. But yeah, loving this so far. But yeah, I just wanted to come in and say that those are my 2 main goals for today. I think I'm about to order some food because I'm actually really hungry, so I might be doing that also. But yeah, just wanted to come in, say I've read 150 pages of this bad boy, and hopefully I'll be reading a lot more in the 3 hours before I go to work. But I will let you know when and if that happens. Hey guys, so it is Sunday. It is actually a day later than I normally end my vlogs, but I am here now to end this vlog. So let's get into what I was able to complete this week. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the audiobook that I finished, and that was The Rosie Project by Graeme Simsion. So this was a super cute little romance book. It was adorable. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I thought it was so cute. We follow a professor named Don who has Asperger's syndrome, but he doesn't know that he has Asperger's syndrome, and he is deciding that he wants to try to find the perfect wife, and so in order to do this, he makes this questionnaire for people to fill out in order to find the perfect woman. And then in comes Rosie, who is the complete opposite of everything he's looking for, and she is actually doing a project of her own, where she is trying to find who her biological dad is, and so he starts helping her with that, and their lives kind of like intertwine, and it just goes from there. Like I said, 4.5 out of 5 stars. I loved it. It was so cute, so fun, and I think you should definitely pick it up. The next thing I finally finished. It took me so long to actually pick this up because I wanted to read it as soon as it came out, but I didn't. And then it took me like a whole week and a half-ish to read, but I loved it, and it was amazing the whole way through. And that was A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. A 5 out of 5 stars all the way, just like normal with her books. I just love them so much. This one, we're following Nesta and Cassian after the events of the last book and the original trilogy, as they're in an Illyrian war camp, and Cassian is training Nesta to fight and kind of learn how to control and use her powers. So, yeah. The first book in this series is actually A Court of Thorns and Roses, and that one, we start the series by following a human girl named Feyre, and she lives in a cabin with her father and her two sisters right on the edge of the woods, and the woods are the border between the Fey lands and the human lands, and she is in charge of like hunting for food and stuff. And one day she's out hunting and she shoots this wolf, and it turns out that the wolf was actually a Fey shapeshifter. And so the High Lord of Spring, whose name is Tamlin, comes down and like bangs down her door and says because she killed one of his subjects, she now has to come spend the rest of her life living in the Feylands with him. And it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling from there, and then after that it just kind of just blows up into all kinds of different directions and ways and romances and friendships, and I love it. I love her series. I love her writing. It was beautiful and it was amazing, and I'm so glad I finally read it because I loved it. So definitely go pick this one up and go pick up the rest of the series because Sarah J. Maas is an amazing author, and I think everybody should try some of her books. The next one that I also finished is Invisible Lines by Mary Amato. So this one, I'm pretty sure I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. It was so cute. So this is a short little middle grade. It follows a boy named Trevor who is really poor, and he's moving into this new town, and he is trying to like not let people in his new school realize like how hard of a time he has, because he lives with his single mom and then his two younger siblings. And so in order to do this, he tries to become like the class clown almost and make everybody laugh. Well, he figures out that he's really good at drawing and he's really good at soccer. He kind of shows up the star soccer player, the kid that's like the popular guy that rules the school. So he shows him up and makes an enemy out of him, and this is just kind of his story of him like trying to realize if it's really worth like trying to pretend to be someone else, or if you should just be yourself kind of thing. It's a really cute little coming of age story. I really enjoyed it. Um, I know I talked about the mushrooms earlier in this vlog, so you've probably heard me say that already, but there's a science class in here, and literally the entire thing is about mushrooms, and I think that just blew my mind how she used mushrooms to relate everything in this story, and I think it was so good. It was so cute. It was a fun little middle grade read. I definitely think you should read this. It's perfect for younger kids. It has a very big font in it, and it also has pictures and illustrations, and it was just fun little short read. So yeah, go pick this one up. It was really good. And then last but not least, sadly, I think the last time I talked to you was Friday, but I was not able to finish Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo, but I am on page 350. So I think I have exactly 66 pages of this left. So hopefully we will be finishing this next week. So if you are interested in seeing what I think about this at the very end of it, not much different than what I've been saying this whole vlog. It's been great so far, so I don't foresee it changing in 66 pages. But if you're interested, definitely go check out my next vlog whenever that comes up. But yeah, this is super good. So the first book, and this is the third book in the original Grisha trilogy. The first one is called Shadow and Bone, and we follow a girl named Alina who thinks that she is just a normal human. And it turns out that she is the last sun summoner, so she can summon light, and that is her power. And yeah, a lot of things happen from there, but that's the basic thing of who we follow and kind of what's going on, because once she figures out that she is a sun summoner, like politics and the world just kind of blows up around her, like goes nuts. So yeah, third book, wrapping up the whole trilogy. I'm really enjoying how they're doing that so far. I will in the next vlog go into like a spoiler talk about it, so I'll give a lot more detail. So if you have read this and you want to know my spoilery thoughts, go check out my next vlog. But yeah, this is the last thing that we almost finished this week. So in total, I finished 3 books, and I almost finished 4. That is amazing, okay? I have not read that much in 1 week in so long, and I'm so happy because I loved every single one of these. They were great. But yeah, as usual, all of these books will be linked down below if you're interested in learning any more about any of them. I will also link all of my other vlogs down below in my vlog playlist, so if you're interested in seeing any of those, they're down there. That's about all I have for you today. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you soon with another one. Bye!